of 11, 12, I was already going for FFGU at Tokom. By the time I was in the university, before I got into the university, I got a job with Mobile. But then, my main concern was business. I was able to acquire that forest at the age of 22 for 40,000 naira at that time. By 1978. That same year, I had opportunity on a scholarship, Canadian Bureau for International Aid Scholarship, to study engineering at Carleton University. I left Mobile, left University of Ife, where I was enrolled for electrical, and went there. But then my focus was still in business. Every holiday, I sold suits to people. I would buy suits for 30 naira and would sell them for 150 naira. So within a very short time, as a student, I built my house, married my wife in my second year in the university. Had my child in the third year, had another one in the final year, had the last one during youth service. I remained in business. When I came back, did my youth service. After youth service, got a job with Federal Polytechnic Mubi. Got a termination from that job because they said they had banned employment. I came back and drove taxi. Full time. That was business. I ran between Covener and Calabar. That time they used to drive Calabar by air. Even when my principal saw me and asked, "What are you doing, Emmanuel? You were one of my best students," because I made a grade 1. I made a 2-1. I was the best in mathematics anywhere I go. They used to call me Tranta. And my principal asked me to come and work. He's a commissioner 1 in education. I told him I'm driving taxi. He pleaded with me. And I took up a teaching job. But it didn't pay because the salary was 350 naira a month. When I was making 100 naira a day driving taxi. 3 months after I resigned from teaching and continued driving taxi. Providence. I just saw one of my apostle son here. And he knows the story. I went to the father, Apostle Loa, and told him that I want to do business. My father was a minister of God. That I want to do business. Pray for me. And he prayed for me. And after praying, he took me to his house and said, "Why don't you take up a job, a paid job?" I said, "That's why I came for you to pray for me, that I should succeed in business. And you have done so. Thank you." And I left. Providence also fell on me. A friend called a friend on phone I didn't know the friend. But I knew my friend who was answering on a landline. They spoke. Then he said, talk to my friend. I don't know who's on the other line. We exchanged pleasantries. He said he was in London. I say I was in Canada. You're talking to somebody you don't know. Suddenly he said, I'm speaking from a phone of somebody from your village. Greet him. I greeted him. The man asked me, what are you doing? I said, I'm driving taxi. He said, but I heard you went to Canada. I said, yes. Didn't you have your degree? I said, I got a 2-1. I missed a distinction by 0.00%. He said, when you come to Calabar, come and see me. I'm in the Ministry of Works. I went to see him. I didn't have time because taxi doesn't give you time. But this particular day, there were about 13 vehicles to load. Before I went, I was the 14th vehicle. So I booked my turn, used that opportunity and went to Ministry of Works. Met with the guy, introduced me to his director. And through discussion, he mentioned the Commissioner for Works, Engineer Ansa Eno. I said, that was my teacher. College of Technology, Calabar then. That was my teacher, electrical power engineering teacher. Let me go and greet him. I went and greeted him. The man came out. Immediately he heard my name. Sit down. You were one of my best students. Ask me the other 2 best students. I told him where they are. Say, what are you doing? I said, the man said, no. If you want to teach, he gives you a job. If you want to be in the works department, he gives you a job. Come back, let me give you a note. You take to him. I left, came and told my village man. He said, since you know the commissioner, if you have a company, he will better give you and register a company. I registered Reedman, Nigeria, Reedman Enterprises. And suddenly, they created Akwa Ibom State. The man was from Cross River. I couldn't get a job. But when we came back, Providence fell on me. I had one of the first jobs to wire a small building. I did it proficiently. I did a second job. While still driving taxi, did a third job. While still driving taxi. No payment. I didn't mind. But when eventually the payment came, another job was given to me. And the governor, listening to this, governor just mentioned HENSEC, mentioned you and care. I was at that time 31 years old. The governor then, they gave a job to install a substation, transformer substation, 300 kVA at Okaniba, is still there today. I went to buy the transformer, and I saw the price of 300 kVA was 115,000. The price of 500 kVA was 125,000. Difference of 10,000. I added 10,000 and bought 500 kVA transformer. I came and installed that transformer. The Ministry of Works started complaining that they are not going to pay for any variation. I told them I didn't do it with a mind to ask for variation. I did it because I wanted to contribute to that community. So I'm contributing 200 kVA excess capacity to that community. So when the governor came to commission that project, and the Ministry of Works read out what I said, the governor stood there and said, any job, that was Godwin Abbey, any job that is going to be given to an indigenous contractor should be given to me. That's how, in this state, I was doing not less than 60% of electrical transmission. Most of the electrical transmissions in the 90s were done by me. And that generated resources for me to also use in developing the schools. I started building the schools in 1989. That project today houses Redman Nursery Primary School, Redman College, and Redman University. So you will grow. I'm also a very serious, let me also tell you, because I heard there were bankers here. I have taken 43 types of loans from banks to execute my businesses. And I've paid down 40. Only 3 is outstanding that we have negotiated and we are paying.